What's up, guys? This is your host, Johnny Highlander. This is your weekly wrestling recap. And today I'm just going to run down the top 10 best stables in modern wrestling. There are a lot of great stables out there in wrestling. These ones aren't just going to come from the WWE, they're going to come from all promotions. So let's just get started. Number 10, The Nexus. When The Nexus first debuted in the WWE, they had a lot of momentum behind them. They were taking a lot of guys from NXT, bringing them up to the main roster, and if they had been able to just run over all the guys on the main roster, take out some of the big names, if some of the major stars like John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H could have given them the rub, then they could have come across as credible stars and could have carried the company into the future. However, we all know that's not what happened. Instead, all members of the Nexus were buried by John Cena, especially Wade Barrett. And the only member from the Nexus who was able to go on to tremendous success and able to win the WWE Championship was Daniel Bryan. So props to Daniel Bryan for being able to overcome all his obstacles, from being fired after his first debut on the main roster. He was fired. He was brought back, able to still get the crowd on his side and still climb to the top of the mountain, and at WrestleMania 30 defeat Randy Orton and Batista to become the undisputed champion, winning both the WWE Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship. But that could have happened for all the members of the Nexus. We know it didn't, but they're still making this list at number 10. Now, we're going to move on to number 9, Evolution. Now, Evolution was made up of, frankly, 4 of the greatest, most successful wrestlers of all time. Ric Flair, who's obviously a legend. Triple H, who's a legend in his own right. Randy Orton, the legend killer. And Big Dave Batista, who not only became a main eventer in the WWE, but was able to go on to a successful career in Hollywood, following in the footsteps of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was able to forge a successful career in Hollywood. And later, after Evolution had first formed, they reformed again and had some great feuds with CM Punk and The Shield. And Evolution definitely has left its mark as one of the greatest professional wrestling stables of the modern era. So we're going to move on to number 8, the Wyatt family. Now, Bray Wyatt was the one who started the Wyatt family, and Bray Wyatt has a great gimmick. It's kind of like a modern version of The Undertaker. He's like a creepy cult leader, and what's a cult leader without his cult? So he was able to bring in Eric Rowan and Luke Harper as his brothers, the other members of the Wyatt family, and later Braun Strowman came in as another member of the Wyatt family. For a while, Daniel Bryan was working with him, brainwashed as part of the Wyatt family, and Randy Orton as well was working with him as a brainwashed member of the Wyatt family. So at that point in time, Bray Wyatt did have a lot of momentum. He was able to go on and win the WWE Championship, but sadly, since then, Bray Wyatt has lost all his momentum. Bray Wyatt became a boring character for all of us until Matt Hardy came along and defeated Bray Wyatt, and they were able to team up, go into the tag team scene, and now I think they're the current Raw Tag Team Champions. Group that they're feuding with right now is the group that's going to be the next group on this list. Number 7, The Miztourage. Now, The Miz himself is one of the best workers in the WWE. He's one of the best talkers. He has great charisma. Not only was he able to elevate himself and make himself feel more important, he was also able to elevate the IC Championship, make the IC Championship feel more important, and he was also able to elevate the 2 guys who were with him, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and make them seem relevant after months and months, years and years of these guys seeming like jobbers. So The Miz was able to take these guys, make them seem more relevant, and then once The Miz broke up from his 2 buddies, the members of the Miztourage, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, they were able to continue their success. They were able to hold on to the momentum, and now they're feuding with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So props to Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel for being able to maintain that momentum, and also props to The Miz for being able to elevate those guys. And The Miz Taraj has definitely left its mark as one of the best stables in modern wrestling. Now, we're going to move on to number 6, Sanity. Now, if you're not watching NXT, I always say this, you should be, because NXT is definitely one of the greatest professional wrestling promotions in the WWE. Definitely they put on the best show in the WWE, and they stand up there right next to New Japan and ROH as one of the best wrestling promotions in the world. Recently, they got a 5-star match. It was Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas, and they got a 5-star match from Big Dave Meltzer, and it was the first one since 2011, and that one came from NXT. Triple H has done some great things over in NXT, but one of the big reasons NXT has been so successful is because of a group called Sanity. It's got Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, Killian Dane, and the amazingly underrated Nikki Cross. In fact, Nikki Cross at NXT TakeOver Chicago, the last NXT pay-per-view, she had a match with Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Even though Nikki Cross was not able to win the championship, she still put on a great match, and I don't think she seems any less strong after this match than she did before it because of how good the match was. So, Sanity, number 6, best modern wrestling stables of all time. Now, number 5, LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón. Over in New Japan, there are 2 stables that have really grabbed people's attention. One of them is led by Tetsuya Naito, who himself has really been able to pull in the fans' attention since his coming back from Mexico. Since he's been the Tranquilo character, not letting anything get to him, since he's given up the Stardust Genius gimmick and pursued the Tranquilo gimmick, people have been much more interested in Tetsuya Naito and his group, LIJ, the Los Ingobernables de Japón. Some of the other members of it are Evil, Sonata, and Ibushi. And Evil and Sonata have both been consistent contenders for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And I'm pretty sure, I think at the most recent New Japan show, the Young Bucks, who've recently transitioned from the Cruiserweight Junior Heavyweight division to the Heavyweight division, and for the first time they were challenging for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. They won them from Evil and Sonata. So they've been able to stay relevant, and Tetsuya Naito has definitely been able to hold people's attention over there in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we're going to move on to number 4, the Undisputed Era. Now, ever since Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish have debuted in NXT, they have just consistently been in the tag team championship scene. They've been in the main event scene. Adam Cole has challenged to become the #1 contender for the main event. Adam Cole won the newly debuted North American Championship, and since Bobby Fish has been injured and they've had Roderick Strong join the Undisputed Era, they have not missed a step. They've been able to continue to hold their championships. They've been able to defend their championships. Usually it's Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly who are defending the championships. With the Freebird rule, Adam Cole is sometimes in there defending the championships, but mostly they've kept Adam Cole separate so that they can groom him for an eventual run with the NXT championship, which I think is not far off. Watch my video of 10 future NXT champions, and you'll see that Adam Cole is probably number 2 or something on that list. So that's number 4, the Undisputed Era. Ever since their debut, they've just been on a tear. They haven't strayed. They haven't gone anywhere out of the main consciousness. They've stayed in the main event picture since their debut, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. So we're going to move on to number 8. No, wait. Number 3, The New Day. The New Day, taking 3 superstars that were kind of floundering, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E, and putting them in the group The New Day, they suddenly just grab people's attention. Kids love them. They push a lot of merchandise. But aside from that, they put on great wrestling matches. The Big E is the powerhouse of the group. Kofi Kingston, a lot of times, the high flyer of the group. And Xavier Woods also, he does his own high flying. He's a great high flyer in his own right. Also, Xavier Woods is a very charismatic wrestler, and he's able to often be the talker of the group. So New Day has really been able to maintain their hold on the Tag Team Championship picture ever since their debut. So we're going to move on to number 2, The Shield. And if you don't know about The Shield, then where have you been? Under a rock? Because The Shield has had some of the most influential matches in the WWE in the past few years. Every single member of The Shield has gone on to win the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Everyone has gone on to win the WWE Championship. The secondary championships, the U.S. title, the IC title have been tossed around between these guys, and both Rollins and Reigns have won the Tag Team Championships, and Rollins and Ambrose have won the Tag Team Championships. And the only reason that Reigns didn't win the Tag Team Championship again is because Vince McMahon wants him to be the champion, the Universal Champion. And to that end, they put him in the last fucking 3 WrestleManias fighting Brock Lesnar for the championship. And hopefully he wins it soon so that Brock Lesnar doesn't hold on to it anymore. Number 1, the number 1 greatest stable in modern wrestling, Bullet Club. Bullet Club is so amazing. They've had so much success. AJ Styles won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now Kenny Omega has won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The Young Bucks have just won the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Cody Rhodes was the ROH champion for a while. The Bullet Club has just had such a stranglehold on the championship picture ever since their debut, when Finn Balor started them back in the day. The Bullet Club is such an over group that the WWE has tried to repeat their success not once, but like 4 times. They did the Club with AJ Styles. They have done Balor Club. They've done the Undisputed Era, because Undisputed Era is Adam Cole used to be a member of the Bullet Club. So in those 3 ways, and I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting, the WWE has tried to repeat the success of the Bullet Club. But you can't beat the original Bullet Club. Everyone loves them. I'm a huge fan. You're a huge fan. Number 1, Bullet Club. That's all for now, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. This has been your weekly wrestling recap. I'll see you guys later.